Good morning, Mrs. Burks, grade 1s, 2s. How are you today? Fist pump, high five, big hugs. I miss you. It is week 8. It is crazy. I bet a lot of us are feeling a bit crazy that it's been so long since we've been in school, but I am so proud of everything you have been doing and submitting. I love it. So keep it up. We have 2 more weeks of fairy tales as we go, and our next book is this book. So I want you to look at the front cover, look at the title of the book, and what's going on in the pictures. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 words in the title of our book. We have a really long word with lots of letters in that, but if we look at the front cover, we might be able to tell what that word is, even though it's so long. It starts with a B, b. What in the picture might start with a B? You're right, beanstalk. Jack and the beanstalk. What do you already know about this book? Have you ever heard this book before? What's already in your schema about this book? I think you're right. Jack is going to be our main character in our story. Well, let's find out. There once lived a poor woman and her son, Jack. All they owned in the world was an old cow. One morning, Jack's mother said, "We must sell the cow. Take her to the market, Jack, and get as much money for her as you can." And again, you can see that this is the mother talking because it is in our quotations and it is in the color red, so we know that someone is speaking. Jack had not gone far when he met a man. "What a fine cow," said the man. "If you will give her to me, I will give you these beans." You think that's a good idea? Do you think Jack should be giving away his cow for beans? "Beans," said Jack. "No, thank you. My mother and I are poor and need money." "But these are magic beans," said the man. "With these you will not be poor for long." So Jack took the beans and ran home as fast as he could. "Mother, look," he said. "I have brought you magic beans." He expected her to be pleased, but how do you think she felt that all he brought back was magic beans when she wanted him to sell the cow for money? But Jack's mother was not pleased. "What good are beans?" she said angrily, and with that she threw them on the ground. How do you think Jack is feeling right now? I bet he's pretty sad, and he might be upset with his decision to sell the cow for the beans. That night, Jack went to bed feeling hungry and sad. When he woke up, it was morning. Looking out his window, Jack could hardly believe his eyes. A giant beanstalk had grown overnight. Jack went outside as quickly as he could and began to climb. Higher and higher, he went up, up, up to the sky, and even higher through the soft white clouds. You can see them up here. Then suddenly he was at the very top of the beanstalk. Right in front of him was the biggest house he had ever seen. Its huge door was slightly open, and Jack crept inside. Then Jack heard a voice like thunder. Fee-fi-fo-fum. Watch out, here I come. And not only is this quote from the giant in quotation marks, and it is a different color, but it is also all in capital letters. So the reader knows to make their voice a little louder. When there is capital letters in the whole word, we know to use a big, loud voice. Trembling with fear, he hid in a cupboard, just as a huge, fierce-looking giant stomped in and sat down. Jack watched from his hiding place. On the table there was a hen, ruffling its feathers nervously, and a golden harp with a strange smile. So the hen was ruffling his feathers nervously. What do you think that means? I think you're right. He is not a happy hen, and he's scared. And the harp had a funny, strange smile. Why does he have a strange smile? Maybe he is a mean harp, too. Suddenly the giant spoke. Fee-fi-fo-fum, hen lay, harp strum. To Jack's amazement, the hen laid a big golden egg, and then another, and another. At the same time, the harp began to play beautiful music. I am tired, said the giant. Keep playing while I rest. Soon the giant was asleep. I must escape, Jack thought, and I will take the hen with me. Mother and I will never be poor again. In an instant, Jack had the hen tucked gently inside his shirt. But as he reached the door, the harp cried out loudly, Master, Master, we are being robbed. The giant woke up. Fee-fi-fo-fum, it will do no good to run. I will eat you, yum, yum. Terrified, Jack grabbed the top of the beanstalk and began to climb down as fast as he could. The beanstalk shook and swayed as the giant followed. Jack heard his mother calling from far below. Hurry, Jack, hurry! Mother, help! He called as he looked down and saw her. In a second, Jack's mother was chopping down the beanstalk. It fell with a mighty crash, just as Jack reached the ground. And that was the end of the giant. How do fairy tales end? But the magic hen was safe. From that day on, the hen lived happily with Jack and his mother, and laid golden eggs for them every day. In fact, you can be sure that Jack, his mother, and the hen all lived happily ever after. So the hen kind of changed the way that it was feeling when it was living with the giant. It was scared and nervous. And now that it's living with Jack and his mother, the hen feels safe and happy. The characters in the story are Jack, his mother, and the giant. And I put in smaller letters the hen and the harp, because although they didn't have a big part in the story and they didn't speak a lot, they still did a little. They were little characters in the story. The main characters were Jack, his mother, and the giant. The setting of the story is in a castle up in the clouds. So I use the word clouds right from the story to answer the question. The setting of the story was in a castle up in the clouds. Now, Jack was the main character in the story, and he had a lot of different things about him. You could say he was gullible, which means that he listened to the man that was selling these beans. He might have just been getting tricked by the man. We didn't know that actually a beanstalk would grow. He wanted to help his mother, so he was a caring character. He cared for his mother. He was a curious character because he climbed that big, tall beanstalk to see what was up there. He was friendly. He liked to talk to people when he took the cow to the market. And I put this in a circle. You might say that he was a thief. Even though he was trying to do what was right for his family and his mom, he still stole that hen from the giant. I will leave it up to you to think about what you think Jack was as a character. And in your activity this week, you are going to tell me what character traits and what kinds of things Jack did in Jack and the Beanstalk. Have fun with your activity.